The 10 most expensive dogs in the world. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello, Aluxers. We're really glad to have you back with us today. One of our first ever articles to be picked up by the rest of the media was the one on the most expensive dog in the world. And since we're doing videos now, we wanted to bring that know-how to our YouTube channel. That's why we've put together this list of the top 10 most expensive dogs ever sold. We're including auctions, less known transactions, and a lot of good stuff. Let's get started. Number 10. Kylie Jenner's Raleigh. Price, $50,000. We know this is a weird way to start a top 10 most expensive dogs in the world with one of the Kardashians, but she's in it for a good reason. Her boyfriend and rapper Tyga bought her a $50,000 tri-English bulldog named Raleigh. As it always happens with this family, there was a little controversy involved. It turns out she no longer has the pup, and for some reason now she's playing it off like it was never hers. Number 9. Hulk's Puppies. Price, $60,000 each. Meet Hulk, a giant-ass pit bull that weighs 12 stone. That's close to 80 kilograms. He so happens to be one of, if not the biggest pit bull in the world. When he became a father to 8 pups a couple of years ago, money started rolling in. The owner, who has an elite dog training academy, says he could have sold the pups immediately for $30,000 each. But after they go through training and become highly trained protection dogs, the entire litter is worth around $500,000. We were curious to know how much Hulk himself would be worth, but the owner says he is not for sale, so we can't include him in this ranking. With that said, a dog that can generate that type of revenue for the owner would be worth over the $1 million mark. Number 8. Police dog AJAX. Auctioned off for $70,000, but with a catch. This is a sad story, but with a happy ending. Retired police officer Matt Hickey grew very attached to his canine partner, who he had spent most of the time with during his last couple of years, and when he retired, he wanted to take the police dog with him. The dog was only 5 years old, and it was too early to retire it. Hickey offered to purchase AJAX for $3,500, a value set by the city, but Marietta officials said an Ohio state law seemed to forbid Hickey from purchasing AJAX, so they decided to sell him at auction. This sparked an outrage from the public, which raised $70,000 in order to make sure AJAX gets to be with the right owner. Because of the backlash from the public, the city agreed to let Matt purchase the dog for only $1. Number 7. Blue French Bulldog. Price, $100,000. A perfect blue French bulldog named Little Micro Machine is valued at around $100,000. Since he's been alive, he's generated close to $500 million for the owner, which is selling each puppy from $5,000 to $15,000. And he's only 3 years old and has really exotic orange eyes. Number 6. Korean DOSA Mastiff. Sold for $150,000 in India. A man from Bengaluru bought a Korean DOSA Mastiff dog for the equivalent of $150,000 US. The Korean breed has heavy wrinkled skin with hanging jowls and a blunt nose. The exotic dog flew in from China, as it is the first time this breed has entered the country because it is so rare. The buyer says he's been looking and trying to purchase the breed for the last 20 years, and he finally managed to find it. He didn't just buy one, he bought 2, a male and a female, so he can breed them. Number 5. LANCELOT ENCORE. Price, $155,000. In early 2009, a Florida couple became the proud owners of LANCELOT ENCORE, the world's first commercially cloned puppy. The Labrador Retriever was cloned from samples thoughtfully taken by the couple 5 years ago from their beloved pet Lancelot. The dog looks like their previous dog, and the owners hope that by showing him the same amount of affection, he'll behave just like version number 1. The couple won the chance to have their pet cloned in an auction held last July by BioArts, a California-based firm that employed Korea's Soam Biotech Research Foundation to recreate their darling dog. The hammer price of the pricey pooch was $155,000. Number 4. White Rhino Pit Bull, valued at $250,000. The White Rhino Pit Bull is the world's most expensive American bully, and this particular dog we'll be covering is as royal as it gets when it comes to rare pit bulls. White Rhino is the product of breeding Crackerjack Micheland Kennels' most famous stud and Ghost, a female dog who is a part of the Micheland Kennels. Armando Perez was offered a property that is worth $250,000 by David Potter, who used it to buy White Rhino. The stud fee for White Rhino is, wait for it, $65,000, so the new owner might recoup his investment pretty soon. Number 3. Greyhound named MILLDEAN Panther. Price $500,000 and refused to sell. When a greyhound gets compared to the great horse Frankel, it moves beyond the realm of the dog track and into the public consciousness. That's what's happened to Ireland's fastest and most valuable greyhound, MILLDEAN Panther. With a perfect record of wins, this is possibly the most valuable greyhound in the world right now. It made headlines a while back when the owner refused to sell the dog for $500,000, but says he'll continue training and breeding the greyhound in order to create even faster new generations of greyhounds. Number 2. Black Tibetan Mastiff named YANGTZE River, sold for $582,000. Yangtze's new owner, a Chinese millionaire identified only as Miss Wang, met the pup while visiting Yushu in China's Qinghai province with a Tibetan Mastiff she wished to breed, with one of the region's storied pureblood canines. As soon as she met the dog, then known as White Root, she knew she had to have him. Ultimately, she ended up paying $582,000 for the most expensive dog in the world at that time. Upon his arrival at the airport in Xi'an, YANGTZE was greeted by a motorcade of 30 luxury cars and a crowd of spectators. Number 1. Red Tibetan Mastiff, sold for $1.9 million in 2014. Big Splash, another Red Tibetan Mastiff, was sold for $1.5 million in 2011. The Red Tibetan Mastiff is the most expensive dog in the world right now, and it's probably going to maintain its title for a while. We first reported on Big Splash in 2011 when it happened. $1.5 million were paid for the perfect specimen. 3 years later, the record was shattered by another perfect Tibetan Mastiff. A property developer paid 12 million yuan, that's around 1.9 million US dollars, for the 1-year golden-haired Mastiff. So why are these dogs so valuable? They used to be called the dogs of God, and only seen deep into the Tibetan mountains. They were even used as war dogs, and the legend says that they are reincarnated souls of the monks that used to live back then. They can grow to be huge, around the size of a big rugby player, and require special attention from the owners, but we guess in these cases, money is not going to be a problem. Special thanks to Sirius Nova Kennel, who provided us with the footage of some of the remaining purebred Mastiffs. We'll link to their channel in the description if you want to see how these dogs look when they grow up. What do you think about spending so much money on a pet? If you were to pick one of these 10 dogs, which would you pick to be your own? Let us know in the comments. Before we wrap up this video and reward you for watching till the end, we wanted to share a little extra info with you that we believe you should know. Because China's millionaires flocked to buy one of these rare Mastiffs, there was an influx of dogs into the country. Many breeders wanted to capitalize on this fad, and the result is just sad. Because everybody now had one, the dogs were thrown out and abandoned. The situation got so bad that dogs that were once bought for $50,000 to $100,000 were now roaming the streets, with butchers paying $5 for anyone to bring one in. That's what happens when people start spending crazy amounts of money. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.